Okay, guys, a very good evening to everybody. Okay, so today we'll be starting with Python, a very much, a kind of a warm-up session today. So we'll be looking into the very basic things of Python and what are the things that we'll be discussing. I'll just show it to you right now. Okay, I think there's someone else to join. Okay. Sure. So the contents that we are discussing today will be about the Jupyter book. Okay. Of course, you guys might have played around with the Jupyter notebook after the installation. Hope so. Okay. But we will go in depth today, and then we'll be talking about Python and all the data types, variables, operators. This will be the first session. Okay, so after a 15 minutes of break for you guys, then we'll start with branching and looping. Okay, so this is the basic idea for today's session. So what is this Jupyter notebook that we are using? Okay, so Jupyter notebook is a web-based Python editor. Okay, so Jupyter notebook doesn't execute your code, doesn't compile your code, or it doesn't interpret your code. Okay, so Jupyter notebook is just a web-based IDE. Okay, so what happens in Jupyter notebook? It is going to send the code that you have written to the Python kernel, okay, that is in the backend, okay, and there the compilation happens and then you get the result. But Jupyter Notebook is just an editor, just to view your output, just to type in your code, okay. It becomes a way for you to write the code and interpret the code, okay. So that is a very basic thing about Jupyter Notebook. And if I have to talk about Python, okay, so Python is an interpreted language, okay, it's an interpreted language. We'll talk about it in the when we start writing a simple Python code, okay, why it is called an interpreted language, okay. Then it is an interpreted object oriented. So you guys might have heard about object oriented programming, correct? So it is also an object oriented programming, and then it is a high level programming language, okay. So Java and Python has a, so Python comes in the top now, okay, even though there is still a lot of discussion whether Java is the high level programming language or Python is a high level programming language, but for now you can think that Python is that. Okay, let me admit one of them. Okay, done. So it is about that. Then talking about dynamic typing, okay, we'll also discuss about dynamic typing in detail in the session, okay, in the coding section in Jupyter. And then definitely it has certain modules and packages that are going to help us to do certain kind of calculations, okay. Sometimes you need not write the entire code to do a simple calculation. Just by writing add, subtract, or something like that, so you can do the calculation, okay. So that is one thing, and it is also known to be a very simple and easy language to learn, okay. It is known to be a very simple and easy to learn. You will definitely see why, okay. And then it is best for rapid application development. For extensively it is used for application development. You guys have might heard or read in some articles like we use OCR or so many applications. We are using Python, even Instagram, okay. So we are using Python languages. Very beautiful UIs people are able to create using Python, okay. So keeping that in mind, so now let me just, so you guys might have seen the Anaconda prompt, okay. So using this Anaconda prompt, I will be opening, just I want to change my directory, okay. So I'm typing cd and then C, I just want to open the C drive, okay. So I've changed the directory, okay? And then I'm going to just type Jupyter notebook, okay? And then it is going to open that for me. Let me share this. Okay. Is it visible? Is it visible? Just tell me in the chat. Okay. Okay, thank you. Sure. So this is your Jupyter notebook. It is going to open in your what is that default browser. Okay, so it is going to open it in your default browser, and these are all the files that are there in my C drive. So I've changed my directory and opened it in my C drive. So by default, it will open wherever you have installed your Anaconda. Okay, so that directly directory it is going to open. Okay, so for now, what you guys can do, you can go to your specific folder, or if you have some folders, okay, and then here on the right hand side you have upload and new, okay. So I'm going to create a new Python file, okay, Python 3. Just click on that. Okay, so this is your environment where you'll be working with Python. Okay, you're definitely, you might have seen all of these options where we have file, edit, view, insert, cell, kernel, widgets, and help. Okay, so these are the very self-explanatory options. Okay, so we are using in the edit, we are using to cut, copy, paste, or delete, or maybe you want to merge two cells. Okay, so what is a cell? So this is here in the below, this one box type that you see is a cell, okay? So you can create like multiple cells. Just click outside the cell and hit on B. So these are the shortcuts, okay, to add cells below. If you want to add cells above, okay, so then you have to press A like this. Okay, so you can check all the shortcuts here. Okay, keyboard shortcut. Go to help and you can use this. Okay, so we have different. So if you have to run a code, just I'll type 1 plus 1. Okay, and click on shift and enter. Okay, it is going to run this cell for you, or you can use this run button above in the taskbar. Okay, so always use shortcuts, it will be easy for you. Okay, instead of going back to this and clicking on that, just hit shift enter. Okay, it is going to run the cell for you. So that is what I was trying to say, where Jupyter is not going to interpret or compile your code. So this is going to send to the backend kernel, the Python kernel, and then it is going to run the code and display it for you. Okay. So that is one simple demonstration when it comes to Jupyter. And here on the top, you can change the name of the file. Okay, something like today Python, and I will just put the date. Okay, so I can rename that. So here in Jupyter, the way the files are saved is the auto save method. Okay, and it always creates a checkpoint for every 2 minutes or 10 minutes or 5 minutes when you're working with this. You can also save it using control save here and then whenever you're writing the code, but Jupyter will also do that for us. Okay, you need not worry about that. It is going to auto save for every 2 to 5 minutes. Okay, it is going to create a checkpoint. So coming to, so we will start looking into Python variables. Okay, and here we have an option to add a text. Okay, just go here and click on markdown. Okay, so that is the text for you. So here you can add your text. Okay, so this is variables, just to show it to you. So I have tested here that okay, my Jupyter notebook is working. Okay, just a small test I have done. Okay, you're getting a result here for the code that you have written here above. Okay, so now coming to variables. Okay, so anybody can tell me what is variable. If you have any idea, you can definitely tell me what is variable. You can unmute yourself for this, no problem. Yeah.
Ma'am, a variable is something that we use in our program to store the value of another thing. That may be
Yes.
an integer or a character or a string of array.
Correct. Correct. Very good. Very good. Yes, exactly. Okay. So something that holds your data. Correct. Exactly. So some variable is in Python. It is also same thing in every other programming language. Okay. Something that will hold your data or your data set inside the main memory. Okay. So I will just use this one here, writing tool. Okay. So when we talk about variables, okay, imagine this is a main memory space, okay, and you store a variable 10 and you point it to a variable a, okay. So this is your heap space and it definitely has a certain physical address and all those things. That and all is same, okay. So when we were talking about a dynamic typing, okay, so I will tell you what. So this is a is equal to 10, okay. So now I will type a is equal to 20. So can anybody tell me that will I get an error if I write it like this again, since I've already assigned 10 to a. So will I get an error if I assign it 20?
No, ma'am.
You're saying no? Okay. Anybody else? No, no, don't worry. It's correct. It's no only. It's correct. So yeah. Okay. So we'll run this. Yes. Now you can see that this successfully run. So now what is our A? Our A is 20 now. Okay. So here it is not a, in Python, whenever you 10 and you have pointed it to this. And again, when you type 20, it is going to point to this. It is not going to replace, but now your A will be pointing to something else. Okay. It is not like overwritten or something, but it is going to point to the recent one that you have done. Okay, recent assignment that you have done. Okay, so that is about dynamic typing that we were talking about, that we can reuse the same variable to point to a different data type or the data that you have. Okay. So this is one thing in Python, okay, but you have to be always careful while doing this, okay. So you have to remember what variables you have used so that you don't repeat that and you don't replace that data, okay. So that is one thing, and then so that is what we call it as strong typing, that you should be aware of what variables that you use. Now let's talk about different data type. So in Python, you need not initialize any data type. So now you can see here, I have given a is equal to 10. So let's see what is the data type for this, okay? Very quickly, we'll see what is the data type. By typing type, within the parenthesis, you mention the variable, okay? Now your A is 20. Okay, remember. Now your A is 20. So it is showing you it. Okay, somebody has joined right now. Okay. Okay. So this is telling you that it is a int type. So in Python, you need not initialize what data type you're using. Python will understand by the data that we enter. So now I'll change this to something like 20.2 or something. Okay. So now float is a float. Okay. So this is another speciality in Python. Okay. You need not initialize the data type that you're using. It can be anything. Okay. Let me add another cell. You can click on this plus to insert a new cell. Okay. And then what if I give true, a boolean value, type B. Okay, just a second. Yeah. So now it is a boolean. So in the same way, we can do for complex. Okay, we'll just give another variation. Okay, C is equal to plus 5J. Okay, we don't use I in programming. Okay, we use J notation. Okay, remember that. We'll run this and the same thing. Just copy from here. And then it's a complex. Okay. So we can also see when it comes to complex numbers, we can also see the real part and the imaginary part by just typing. So these are called methods. Okay, we'll talk about methods in the coming sessions. Okay, you will understand what is the method. Okay, so if you type C dot and you hit on tab, okay, tab keyboard button or anything, so you will see image. Okay, just run this. So this is your imaginary part. Okay, same way you can do it for a real. Okay, so it is going to mention the real part of the variable. So that is about complex. That is one data. We spoke about the data types, what is dynamic typing and what is one second. So we saw what are the different data types, why it is dynamically typed. Okay. And now we will talk about indexing and all these things. Okay, just an overview. So now let me add some new cells. Okay, yeah. So now you guys know about string data type. Okay, that is also one of the data type. Let me give it as S1. Okay, and then some characters between the quotes. Okay, so even here I'm not initializing it as string or something. So something, the characters within the quotes will let you know that it is a string data type. Okay, so let me just do that also. You will see that it is a string type. Okay, and then if you want to print the string, you can just do this, or you can write print. Okay, so it is going to print it without quotes. Okay, so usually we don't use print notation. You know why? I'll just assign this to a variable n. Okay, and I will tell you. So when I check the type of n, okay, so it is a none type. Okay, there is no type for something that comes within the print. Okay, So that will be a problem for our computation or something like that. If you write something like print plus something and two, you know, it is going to give you an error because you cannot add something that doesn't have any type, and it doesn't have you cannot add anything, some matter. Even if I can try a string also, okay, even string concatenation is not going to happen. So usually we use print just to print names or something like that. So for such simple things we are going to use print notation. Usually we just use the variable itself, okay, in order to print something. Okay, so that is one thing that you guys need to remember. So now let's start with indexing. Okay, so I can just we already have the Jupyter notebook for this. Okay, I'm just typing here so that you guys will also we'll be able to see what are the challenges that we face when we write a program. Okay, we have to see kind of errors and all those things. So there will be a point where sometimes the program will not run as expected. So you know that this is going to print ABC, but due to some issue, this is not printing. Okay, all you have to do is just go to kernel. You can either interrupt, okay, you can always press on interrupt, don't press on anything else. Just press on interrupt and just wait for a while for the kernel to set up, okay, and then you can run everything again, and then it is going to run properly for you. Okay, sometimes the issue will come. It will happen for you guys, it will happen for me as well. Okay, so that is one thing that you have to remember. In kernel you can go and interrupt the kernel. Okay, that is like a, you can call this as a refresh or something like that. Okay, it happens. So that is one thing. And talking about indexing. Okay, so indexing comes under your string data type we are talking about now. Okay, so here let me start with a new string. I'll tell you what is indexing. So if you have to access a part of a data for your computation, okay, so we are going to use indexing. So this is my string, hello world, okay, and then if I want to access the first letter of the string, okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to write string 1, the variable name, and 0. Okay, so this is going to give you the first letter. So let me show you how the strings are labeled. Oh, who's this? Just a second. Okay. So I was saying, just let me write it in a simple one. So how the indexes are written on this, I'll just, how I wrote that 0, I just want to show that. Okay, just I'm taking the hello part. So index, in every character in a string, okay, has indexes. Like you can call it as a numbering system. Okay, so that starts from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on until the end of the string. Okay, starts from 0. You have to remember it starts from 0. So for the first letter I mentioned it as string of 0. So that's why it gave me a letter H. Okay, we also have a negative indexing. Okay, so we also have that. So it starts from -1 from this end and the last digit here. Okay, so if I have to take -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, even the space is included. Okay, -6, -7, -8, -9, 10, and up. Okay, so that will be your minus indexing. Minus indexing will start from -1. Okay, so that is one thing. Okay, we'll see that one as well. String of -1. Okay. Oh, sorry, it's string 1. Okay. So there's a reason why I'm using string 1, string 2. Okay. String is a data type. You can see that it has turned to, I'll just zoom in. You can see that it has turned to green color. Okay. It is a data type. Okay. It is a keyword. Okay. You cannot use keywords to name a variable. Okay. So that's why I'm using string 1. So that's why it's throwing me an error. Type object is not a subscript, or you cannot use it as a variable. Okay. So -1 will give me the D. Okay. So that is the last element. If you don't know the, you cannot keep sometimes, okay, I don't want to count this. Okay. I want to access the last element, right? Right, -1. Done. You're going to get the last element. Okay. So -11 will give me the first letter. Okay. So I'll just keep it as -1 now. And then let me zoom out. So this is about indexing. Okay. So we have indexing not only for strings, for other aspects as well, like lists and all those things. We'll see that later. Okay. So starting with, so I don't want to burden too much on the first sessions itself. Okay. Very few things we are going to look into. So now going on with under the same thing, we have slicing. So now you have just accessed single element, single character from the string. Okay. So when you have to access a chunk of characters, like a group of characters, then we are going to use slicing. Okay. So in slicing, imagine, so this is my string again. Okay. Okay, so this is my string now. Okay, hello world, and I want to access from ELLO. Okay, so for that you have to write from 1. Okay, so that is 1, right? And till O. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. But when it comes to slicing, you have to mention the end as 5. Okay, always +1. It is like up to. Okay, it is up to, but it is not included. Okay, you might have seen this in sets, right? We use that brackets like this. If the brackets are like 1 comma 2 like this, then the 2 is included. Okay, so if you use like 1 comma 3 and this bracket, it's like the 3 is not included, but is up to 3. Up to means it is only 1 and 2. Okay, so that is the same thing here in slicing. Okay, I think it's not visible. No, let me just, yeah. So this is up to, oh, again I'm using string. Okay, so this is going to give you ELLO, as I said. So if you want from 1 to 4, you have to mention +1. So the starting index, the ending index. So how the slicing notation is written. Okay, I'll just tell you. So this is your start index number, and then you have a end index, and then the third one you have the interval or a stop. Okay, so I'll tell you what it is. Sorry about that. Yeah, so you have a stop index as well. What is a stop index? So for default it is 1 now. Okay, so when I hit on 2 and I will increase this by some 8 or something. Okay, so now you can see that from E it is jump to L and then O. Okay, so 2 steps. Okay, so that is 2 steps. So let me show you in a pictorial way what I was trying to say. So you have here E, L, L, O, and also the space. Okay, and also the space, and then you have your W and O is the last one. Correct? So you have from 1 to 8. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So up to 7. Okay, so you're jumping 2 steps. So 1, 2. So first it is going to display this, and then after 2 steps plus 2. So that is what is the step size that we are talking about. Okay, that is the step size, and that is plus 2, and it is going to display E and L, and then 1, 2. Okay, so that is going to display the O. Okay, starting from this point. Okay, starting from O, 1, 2. Okay, I'm really sorry, I'm very bad at drawing, but yeah, I hope everybody understood, right? Till this point. Okay, someone's trying to join. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Anish, yeah, I joined it. So you guys are clear about this, right? Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. You want me to repeat that step size one? You guys have understood, right? So I'm getting only 2 answers here. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Great. Great. So that is about step size. Okay. That we were talking about. Two can it's 2 is not the limit. Okay. You can do 3. Okay. So till 11, if I do this, you can do this. And also, if you want to, there is, so this is about the step size. Okay. So next what we are going to talk. So string 1 again, and then if you want your string to start from the beginning itself, okay, you need not mention the start. Okay, you need not mention the start. And if you want the complete string to display, you need not mention the end also. All you have to do is 2 semicolons, and then the step size that if you want any step size, you can do this. Okay, so without mentioning the starting index, the ending index, and by just mentioning the step size, also you can slice your data, slice your string. Okay, so there is also one feature in this, that is, by it's not only positive step size, you can also do a negative step size in this, that is minus. If I do -1, it is going to reverse my string here. Okay, to reverse, this is going to reverse the string like this. And you can also do -2 in this, not like you have to do -1. Okay, so when it comes to positive na, so this is -1, so we'll keep this aside, we'll not change that. So string 1, and if you do double colon, and if you just press step size as 1, that is default. Okay, so it's 1 step size. Okay, that is understood, so we don't mention 1 always. So when it comes to -1, it is going to start from the reverse. Okay, that is what I was trying to say. Okay, and then there is one function, just like how you use type, remember? So we have length function. Okay, just hit on shift and tab. Okay, you're going to see about that function. What does it do? Okay, so we have all the So returns the number of items in a container. Okay, that container can be a list or a string or anything. For now we have a string, right? So string 1 is hello world. So let's see what is the length of that. So we already know that it's 11. So you need not always count, manually. Okay, I showed you both ways. That's it. Okay, so there is a function that is going to do this. So in order to know what that function does, just hit on shift and tab. Okay, for the help section. Okay, just keep your cursor within the parenthesis and hit on shift tab, and it is going to tell you what this function does. Okay, I'll show that to the type also. Even print. Okay, you can see for print as well. So what is going to print and all those things, you can maximize and see what it does. Okay, and then for type, right? Yeah, it's here, type. Even for type you can see what it does. Okay, so that is one function here that you can use. Now we'll start with few operators. That is, like, you already know all of this. Okay, basic mathematics. Okay, nothing much to worry about. Okay, so here, starting with simple addition. Okay, we'll just give some variables to work with. So we are creating a variables. A is equal to 10 and B is equal to some 25. Okay, so our variables are set. So first we are going to do an add function. Okay, so that is A plus B. Very simple, is it? Nothing, you need not initialize anything, you need not uh, write something to start this code. Okay, one thing you can do is you can initialize it to a new variable. Okay, that you can do. So then I will type C. So this is going to give me this answer. Very simple to understand, is it? Now same thing for subtraction. So let me not use that. I'll use it as C1 and then A minus B. Very simple, isn't it? Very simple. And we have multiply A asterisk, okay, and then B and then C2. Okay, that is also understood. And then we have divide. So in division, we have two types. One is the normal division and one we have floor division. Okay. A divided by B. Okay. So this is going to give you the normal division. Okay. And then if I do floor division. So C3 again. Okay. C4. A, you have to add double slash and D. Okay, I didn't write the variable C4, and then this is going to round off. Okay, so you can use directly, you can use the numbers also here, no problem. Okay, something like 30 by 4 or something. Okay, so it is going to round off to this. Like if I use a 30 by 4 here, okay, so it is going to give you the floating point number, and it is going to give you a integer value. So that is the difference between division, normal division, and the floor division. Okay, so that is one thing. And then definitely you have the mod function, C5, and a mod is the percentage symbol, and then the B, C5. So this is going to give you that reminder. Okay, I hope this is clear for you guys. It's clear, right? Yeah, great. Okay. Now talking about, oh sorry, let it be a core one. So continuing in operators. So now we saw arithmetic operators, correct? So now later on we are going to see what are the assignment operators and some logical operators. Okay. So all such things we'll see. Okay. Just a second. Sorry. So talking about assignment operators, very simple. It is uh, same in most of the programming languages. Okay, so you have like x is equal to 5. So this is also one kind of assignment that you have done, variable assignment. So this is equals is a assignment operator. Okay, so this is one thing, and then we have one more to add. Okay, so you have a as 10 and b as 25, correct? So there is one shortcut to do the addition. Okay, and save it into a same variable. So I want to save my result to a variable, suppose. Okay, so I have to just do a plus equals b. Okay, so now my A is 35. Okay. So this is nothing but a replica of A equals A plus B. Okay. This is the replica of this. Just they want to reduce, even this is also a small thing. Okay. But sometimes it will save time when you use this assignment operator. Okay. When you know you have to save it to the same variable, just you can use this operator. Okay. That is plus in the beginning and then equals. So that is one operator, and then this holds good for all the math operation, that is minus, division, mod, floor division and multiplication. Okay, so this can be used for all those things. So that is one, that is about assignment operator. And then we also have, this is not the only operators that we have. Okay, we have the power. Okay, x to the power 3. Okay, that also, even this you can do using the assignment operator, that is x, sorry, this one equals 3. Okay, so now your x is 125. So here it was not 125. Okay, so when you try to assign it this way, so now your x is 125. Now talking about logical functions. Okay, and then we'll come back to comparison one. Okay, this and all you might have seen in your very basic math. Okay, so these are very simple. Talking about logical, we all know that we have, so if you have true and true, so it is true. Okay, so for an and operator, so and is a logical operator where you have 0 1 1 0 0 0 and 1 1. Okay, so for and everything is false, and only if both are true it is true. Okay, so that is your and. Okay, so if this is a and this is b and this is your output y. Okay, so that is an and operator. I hope everybody are familiar with this. Okay, just simple, I wanted to show because I think most of them might not know. Okay, so that's the only reason. If you know this, well and good. Okay, so we are going to use that It's not that you have to use this for a boolean this thing only. Okay, you can use it for your A and B as well. And then or, right? Or true, false is going to give you false. Okay, so for or operator we have 0, sorry, yeah, 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1. Okay, it is true if either of them is true when it comes to or operation. Okay, it is true if one of them is true. Okay, it is going to be true, otherwise it is a false. Okay, that is what we are trying to say. So let's keep it false and false. So that is about or operator. We have not as well. Okay, so not true is false. Okay, just it is going to reverse that. Okay, I think you can understand it. It is going to reverse the result. Now talking about comparison operators. Okay, we have so this is different from your. So I'm going to change the variables a little bit. That is something like 22.3 and B is 12. Okay, let me run this, and then we are going to use our comparison operator, that is equal, whether these two are equal or not. So for that, don't use a single equal to. Okay, so that is going to assign A is equal to B. Okay, so use a double equals in order to do the comparison. Okay, so be careful when you're using a equal sign. Okay, so let me show you what I was trying to say here. So for example, let me delete this. So for example, you have something like W is 10 and some X or Y, something Y is 20. Okay, so by mistake you want to compare W and Y, but what you will do, you will use of W is equal to Y. Okay, so now what will happen? What is your Y now? Your Y is 20. So what is your W? Your W is also 20. What you're doing here, you're trying to assign that. This is an assignment operator. Okay, this is a comparison operator. Okay, there's a difference. So always be careful when you're using such operators. Okay, you are going to lose the data. So this 10 is lost now because you have replaced it. Okay, so that is what I was trying to say. Let me remove this. So this is going to show me that no, A is not equal to B, sorry. So it is going to show you false. It is going to return a Boolean value. Comparison operators are going to return a Boolean value for you. Now let me do a different one. Not equal. Not equal. So for this, 1 equals to. Okay, and now this is true. Yes, definitely A is not equal to B. So moving on, we have A greater than B and we have A less than B. Very simple operations. Okay, so all these are there. It is going to return a Boolean value in the name of true and false. Okay, it is going to return. Now next what we have greater than or equal to is greater than or equal to B. Okay, A is less than or equal to B. Okay, so these are the comparison operators. Okay, and also this logical operators that we used here. So this was for Boolean values. Okay, so for for a binary number, like binary numbers are what, 0 1s, like this. Okay, so for such numbers we have to use the operator for AND is, so for AND operator you're going to use. So if I want to add 2 and 3, something like that, okay? So this is a binary addition, okay? This is not a normal addition, okay? Sorry, binary multiplication. And or 2, for or you have to use this bar and then 3 again, okay? So this is a binary addition, okay, that we are trying to do. So we are going to use symbols like and, or, and all those things. And for not, okay. So we are going to use the negation symbol. Something like that, okay. So that is a binary, this is binary calculations, okay. Something like, let me just show you an example. Like we have, so for 2, 4, 8 and 16, okay. So this is one indexing, okay. If it is 2 for you, starting from 1, so it is 1 0, okay. So this is how you represent 2, okay. So for 3 we are going to represent it like that, and then we are going to add it like that. So for 2 it is 1 plus 2, okay. Sorry, for 3, I'm sorry. So 2 we have already got as 1 and 0. We'll keep this aside. And then for 3 it is 1 plus 2. So it has to be 1 and 1. Okay, only then it will become 3. So what we are going to do, we are going to do a binary addition of this. Okay. So since it is OR, right? So it is 1 and 1. So this is OR here, not addition. It is OR. Okay, it is true when one of them is true. So that's why you got the answer as 3. Okay, this is 3 actually. Okay. I hope this didn't go over the head. You guys are able to understand that? I think most of you know, but few of them. You're able to understand? Okay. Is it boring? Let me know. Okay, one person has told me, Devang has told me yes. I did not get any other answers. Should I take it as you guys have understood or not? Is it able to understand? Yes. Okay, one more answer. Why? I need participation here. Only very few are answering yes, ma'am. Good. Okay. Yes, great. I wish that binary addition didn't go above the head. Okay. Let me know if you want me to repeat. Just going slow today because it's the first session, right? So I'll definitely speed it up if it is very slow for you guys. Okay. I've got most of the replies. Great. Okay, moving forward. So we saw not, and then yeah, that's the thing that you should know. Nothing much. So now we will start with one more operator that you need to know. Okay, just one more, just a simple one. This comes under membership or an identity operator, you can say. Okay, we have in or is and all those things, in and is, all those things. Okay, we'll see that. First we'll create two strings for us to work with. So that is something like apple, or string 2, that is orange. Okay, and then string 1 in, okay, string 2. So I'm just checking whether, okay, I gave a capital S Okay, yeah. So I'm just checking whether this string is there in this or not. Okay, so it is giving me the answer false, which is exactly correct. So now let me check not in. Okay, it is going to give me true. So this is one thing. Okay, and we have is also. This also we will use it in list. Okay, is and not is, even though that's grammatically you can't say anything. 1 second. It's not is, sorry, it's is not. Okay, is not. Okay, so similarly in and is. Okay, in we are using it in lists and all, which I am talking about it next. Okay, so you can use these two. So I'll just write this is, and in the next line I'll write it as in, so that you can not in. Okay, so yes, this one. So now it's time to talk about certain sequences. So I think we can take a short 15 minutes break. That is okay with everybody since it's already 5, correct? So we'll take a short break. I'll see you guys at 5:15. Is that okay? 5:15. I hope everybody will join at 5:15. So you need not exit from the meeting, okay? Just I'll stop the pause it right here. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Just take a short break. Thank you. Yeah, don't exit, okay, because it will be again a hassle to join. Don't exit, just leave it.